Hey, what's going on, guys? So figure I just pull the camera out while I do a little bit of work today in the car. So the engine is pretty much done. I still didn't do the valve cover gasket yet, but it's all good. That's only gonna take a second. And my camshafts and my crankshaft was never leaking. I do gotta order another alternator. There's nothing wrong with this alternator, it's just mad crusty and dirty, so I want to toss a new one on and clean these. Oh, look at that. Clean the water pump up and clean the dizzy up. But no biggie. So since all this stuff is pretty much done, I'm gonna go ahead, get out there today and attend to the engine bay. And when I say attend, I really mean attend and get this thing some good TLC because I went overboard. Jerry, you know what I'm talking about. We talked about this a couple of days ago. About how clean the car was. And I still felt as though it wasn't clean enough, so I went and did some extra stuff I shouldn't have did, but it's too late now to turn back, so we're going to just get out here and get to it, and you guys will see exactly what I'm talking about when we get out here. So I'm going to let you know I need the grinder and the sander and the wire wheel and some spray paint. So let's get out here, y'all, and get this project underway. Let's do it. First and foremost, thanks everybody for subscribing. It's not too bad. It's not too bad. So I filled up most of the useless holes with weld. Oh no. Filled up most of the useless holes with the flux welder. As you can see, came out pretty decent. I didn't get to get all the holes, so right here was like a gaping hole I had the intercooler pipe going through. I'm gonna try to run the intercooler pipe down this way if I can. Not 100% sure how that's gonna go at all. And just pretty much just sand all this stuff down. This is supposed to be like a body filler, but for metal. So I got the actual grinder for this. I'm gonna see how that starts off and go from there. And this side is not as bad as that side. It's just small spots. And right here, this is where the putty started getting real hard on me at, because I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm not really expecting like a A1 custom paint shop job as far as with the smoothness, but I am expecting something way better than what it used to be, because it was like horrible looking. So anything is better than nothing, man. So let's get to it. So I hit it with the grinder. That was like 30 grit. It's like 30 grit. It's pretty smooth to the touch, but it's just rough looking. So that's 240. I think that's like 240 grit. I really don't know how sandpaper actually goes, but it should start looking a lot better. And right here is a plate I actually put in. I gotta probably putty it again and sand it down smooth, or sand it down smooth and putty it. But I figure that out as I go. It's literally a learning process. So I'm gonna try to keep the V wet, like a wet sand, I guess. Okay guys, so we finally got done sanding everything down in the engine bay. It came out pretty smooth. I got everything taped off for spray paint. We are using pretty much rattle can spray paint. I think it should come out pretty decent. So I give you guys a quick look-see of how the engine bay actually turned out. Hey, what's going on guys? So all right, I get a pass with this because I've been doing so much work on the car. So pretty much this part of the video is like a week or so later of me actually, this is actually like a week since I made the beginning of the video. Videos might get a little intertwined slightly. So I'm gonna go ahead and pretty much give you guys a look-see of how the engine bay actually turned out. I already seen it, I think it was like yesterday, the day before. I already seen what it looked like when I was out there working on it, and it came out like amazing. For me not to know what I was doing, I didn't know what I was doing at all. I'm gonna be real honest with you. I don't do body work, but this thing actually came out crazy perfect, except it's like a ton of pollen in the engine bay right now. It's like a ton of pollen right now, so I'm gonna wipe a little bit of the pollen off. It's not gonna be as much because I got bad allergies. So matter of fact, we can just hit it with the water hose just to get some of the pollen down, and I'm gonna show you guys with the actual engine bay how it actually came out and how it actually looked. All right, so if you can check it out, check me out, y'all. Check me out. It's still a little wet in certain spots. I did hose it off. But as you can see, it's 10 times better than how it used to look. I do got a little bit of orange peel and a little bit of spots. I would guess you would call that orange peel, but that's more so like pitting because I didn't sand this down at all. But then this one part I never fixed, but you can't really tell until you get up on it. So it's all good. I mean, it's 10 times better than what it used to be. It looks a lot better than, I mean, because a lot of it is still wet still, but it came out a lot better than it used to be. So I'm really, really happy with the results. And if you remember in the video, I sanded down all back there. So it's a pretty good look. I did use high temperature spray paint on this. So it usually does really good with the engine bay. I did paint the engine bay a while ago, but like all this was scuffed like really bad. The end strut tires was scuffed pretty bad, and these lines are actually for the ABS delete I installed. Like I said, I was all over the place. That video should be up in a couple days once I finish editing it, and we can go from there. I gotta actually unbend my heater core hose lines and finish getting this thing unwrapped, and we should be good to go from there and finish up on the engine, which is practically done. And I have most of my parts now, so we can start getting the engine and the transmitted together and everything. So it's a real good look. It's a real good look. Besides, this is all bent up, but my bumper covers that, so I'm not really pressed over that, and I pulled it out some. All right guys, and so there you have it. The engine bay is pretty much up to par, so we can actually install this engine. It sounds like I'm using a bathroom, but actually draining the water out the water hose because I don't like the water hose being filled up when I cut it off. So there you have it. The engine bay is pretty much done. For right now, we could go ahead and finish this process on meaning the engine to the transmission, making sure everything mocks up good, and pretty much drop this thing in, and we can hit the road and hit the car meets again. like I said in my last video, as you already seen, I already gave the truth on my input about doing a project like this as far as tightening up the engine bay. Like I said, I didn't know what I was doing at all. I was literally just winging it. But hopefully this gave a little bit of insight for anybody who wants to do this job. It is a process. I'm not gonna lie to you at all. It is a process. Your car will be down for a little minute, depending on if you got parts, or not even about parts as far as pulling this engine out and pulling everything out the engine bay. It is a process, I'll be honest with you. But hopefully this pretty much gave a little bit of insight of what you're getting yourself into if you're gonna go ahead and spray paint your engine bay. But as always, I'll see you guys on the next video, and just go from there, y'all.